Child Protective Services, or CPS, operates within strict jurisdictional boundaries. Each local CPS office has authority over its respective county, and no CPS agency can operate outside its state without explicit permission. This territorial nature is akin to a guard dog protecting its home. So what happens when a case crosses these boundaries? This is where the out-of-town inquiry comes into play. An out-of-town inquiry, sometimes referred to as an out-of-state inquiry, is a bureaucratic process that allows CPS agencies to respect each other's territories while still addressing the needs of a case. Here are some common scenarios where an out-of-town inquiry might be required. 1. Shared custody. When parents with shared custody are divorced or otherwise separated and one lives outside the CPS agency's jurisdiction, an out-of-town inquiry is needed to assess the living conditions and interview the other parent. 2. Temporary relocation. If a family temporarily resides with relatives outside their jurisdiction due to home renovations, an out-of-town inquiry is necessary to conduct interviews and assess the temporary home. 3. Kinship placement. When an out-of-home placement is required and a kinship placement outside the CPS agency's jurisdiction is suggested, an out-of-town inquiry is needed to assess the home's suitability. 4. Interstate Compact on the Placement of Children, or ICPC. Home visits must be conducted by the receiving state under the ICPC, which involves out-of-town inquiries. The out-of-town inquiry process involves multiple steps and parties, which can delay the investigation and case closure. Here's how it works. First, the sending CPS investigator identifies the need to operate outside their jurisdiction. Then, they contact the relevant state hotline to request an out-of-town inquiry. The hotline opens a case and sends it to the local CPS office in the receiving jurisdiction. Next, the receiving CPS investigator contacts the sending investigator for more details. Within about 5 business days, the receiving investigator fulfills the request, documents it, and sends the documentation back. If no further action is needed, the out-of-town inquiry is closed. However, if additional work is required, the inquiry may remain open or another inquiry may be made later. At CPS Protect Consulting Services, we understand that every family is unique, just as every case is unique. Whether or not to embrace an out-of-town inquiry should be addressed on a case-by-case basis. For instance, if it's to assess a kinship placement, it's typically best to agree to it, as kinship placements are often better than traditional foster care. However, if it's a home assessment due to shared custody, the CPS agency may not have jurisdiction, making it harder for them to force their way in. Whatever you do, maintain your composure and make the choice that gives you the best chance of the best outcome available to you. Our Urgent Assist service is here to guide and assist you every step of the way, from preemptive measures before CPS ever gets involved all the way through to successful case closure with your family intact. Our child welfare consultants are there for you. Remember, the smallest mistake could prolong a case by months or even years and increase your risk of termination of parental rights. Make the right decisions to keep your family whole. Don't be the parent filled with regret in hindsight. Preserve your rights and protect your family now. Visit cpsprotect.com or call us toll-free at 844-633-KIDS. CPS Protect Consulting Services, saving children, preserving families.